What's up, guys? Welcome to another insane film review. My name is Mike from Super Film Guy. Today we'll be reviewing Cherry, directed by Joe and Anthony Russo and starring Tom Holland. Let's get to it. Cherry tells the story of a man, Tom Holland, who falls in love with Emily, played by Ciara Bravo. When he gets his heart broken, he makes the spontaneous decision to join the military. After reconnecting with Emily and seeing the horrors of war, he returns with undiagnosed PTSD. To cope with it, he begins what starts out as a small reliance on pills and slowly turns into a full-blown heroin addiction along with Emily. Soon the pair run out of money, and he is forced to begin robbing banks to pay off their debt to their drug dealers. This movie is a drastic turn from the MCU films like Captain America Winter Soldier and the record-breaking smash hit Avengers Endgame that the Russo brothers are used to directing. For this film, it seems like they really wanted to show off their directing capabilities, which they definitely did here. Whether it be the beautiful cinematography or the lighting changes that happen mid-scene, they've really shown that they could be a top-tier directing duo. Great directing mixed with great production design and writing really made a great viewing experience for me. For example, the fact that Tom Holland's narration and fourth wall breaking makes him an unreliable narrator is a great story driving tool. Like how all the banks have parody names like Capitalist One, Credit None, Shitty Bank, or really just play on the fact that he really doesn't know anything about the banks he's robbing and they all kind of seem the same after a while. It's also interesting to see that none of the characters that really interact with Tom Holland's character have names, such as himself. When he's in Iraq as a soldier, his name tag just reads Soldier. The doctor who gives him his prescription for Oxycontin is just named Dr. Whoever. So this kind of shows how his addiction is warping his mind and changing his memories. All in all, I think this film did a great job showing off the horrors of addiction and war while making us think about how our veterans are treated when they return home and how many of them go undiagnosed with mental illness until it's too late. Now let's talk about the bad things. The pacing of this film is all over the place and it's really hard to track as the film goes on. And Tom Holland isn't really a believable casting choice as a bank robber, drug addict, college dropout, soldier, but he does a fantastic job nonetheless and really carries his film. More on that in a bit. Another note I had is that a lot of the side characters aren't really drawn out as much as they should be. And what we do learn about them we learn through Tom Holland's voiceover work. Finally, I have to talk about the star himself, Tom Holland. This film was a turn from the comic book movies he's usually been doing over the last few years as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but I do love how he's branching into more serious roles. The way he plays the character in this film really makes you feel like you're in the moment with him. You feel the pain he's going through on this journey through addiction and PTSD. The scene in the film where he's talking to Emily on the phone in Iraq and just trying to reassure her that everything's okay while trying to learn more about her and see how she's doing is just gut-wrenching to anyone watching. And the scene in the bus station where Emily comes back from rehab and Tom Holland's explaining how he has this voice in his head that just won't leave him alone. And she has to reassure him that, you know, it'll go quiet soon and everything will be okay. It's just really tear-jerking and like really painful to hear. I do think that if it wasn't for Tom Holland's acting, I wouldn't have enjoyed this film as much as I did. And that he has a stage presence that really puts him up there with the best. And I'm really surprised he didn't get an Oscar nomination for this. I'm gonna give Cherry an average rating of 3.5 out of 5. Not my favorite film, but I would definitely watch it again just to see Tom Holland's amazing acting. Thanks for joining me on another insane film review. I'm Mike from Super Film Guy. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Super Film Guy for more movie news, reviews, and theories. I'll see you next time.